The government wants automatic life sentences for the most serious criminals convicted of a second serious sexual or violent crime. It's part of a number of changes to sentencing in England and Wales being set out by the Justice Secretary Ken Clarke, which will result in controversial indeterminate sentences being scrapped. He also wants mandatory jail sentences for 16 and 17-year-olds who commit knife crime. Our Home Affairs correspondent Tom Simons reports.
The prison population in England and Wales is at a record level. 87,652 are currently behind bars. This morning, that was predicted to rise by another 1,000 in the next 6 years. The key change, announced by the Justice Secretary Ken Clarke, centres on what's called the indeterminate sentence for public protection. It means someone like Colin Blanchard, convicted of running a child abuse ring, can only be released if a parole board agrees it's safe. There are 6,000 other inmates on similar sentences. Ken Clarke says they are hardly ever released, even when there's no risk. So he's scrapping the indeterminate sentence, but introducing much tougher penalties for some.
For the very, very serious cases, so that my critics on the hard line end have an answer to their argument, oh, we have terrible, dangerous people you're letting out here. Somebody who's committed 2 very serious sexual or violent offences, probably a pretty murderous character, that would have got him 10 years, he will have a mandatory life sentence.
That could be as few as 20 people a year, though judges themselves can still go for a life sentence in other serious cases. Also announced today, mandatory sentences of 4 months detention for 16 and 17-year-olds convicted of using a knife to threaten someone. But the father of Stefan Persaud, who was stabbed to death, believes it won't tackle the reasons why young people carry knives.
It's not just this one measure that needs to be done. We need to look at education, we need to look at jobs and look at training. And, you know, we don't have to start just at 16, 17. We need to start a little bit younger than that.
Ken Clarke's been criticised as soft on crime, of doing U-turns over sentencing. His proposals, tougher sentences for some, are aimed at steering a course through tricky political territory. Tom Simons, BBC News.